Welcome to Run With It, BC's only running, fitness, and health show. On this episode, we're in conversation with registered dietitian Gloria Sang about the importance of iron in our diet. Also, we talked to Director of Team Canada West, Daniel Gardner, and 12-year-old Olivia Fontadou, who will be dancing on the world stage. And coming up later in the show, we have Doctor's Corner. But first, let's go to our Train Like a Pro segment. Check this out. Marco, thank you very much for coming on the show, Run With It. And my first question is, you've been with the Lions since 2011, as you know, you are a wide receiver, and Wally was, the first time that you played, right? Now he's back after 4 years. Is Wally different now, or how's his coaching?
You know, I get this question a lot. I don't think he's different. People have said that he's softened up. I mean, I think he's always been a straightforward, honest guy. I mean, the very first thing he said, I'll never forget this, my very first time as a pro athlete, walk into the room, sitting down in front of Wally, and he's addressing the team, and he says, "Men, you know what it took to get here, and if you don't know what it takes to stay here, I'll find someone to replace you." And that's all he said, and he walked away, and I said, well, I guess that's as straight, honest, and straightforward as it could be. So that was my first experience with him, and I think he's still the same today. I mean, he's a no BS kind of guy. You know, he stands in front of the team. He tells us the way it is. The locker room feels a heck of a lot like it did in 2011, and that's when we last won. Right now, we're on a good run. We're winning a lot of games. The fans are coming back out to support us, and it feels just as special as it did back in 2011. One of the most special things for me, my wife and I, we have 3 children, and our youngest is a little boy, and he's 2.5 now. So after every game, I get to grab him out of the stands and bring him down into the locker room. And he gets to sort of hear Wally's post-game speech. He gets to sort of give high fives to all the guys. And I just think it's probably some of the most special memories that he's building up right now. So my whole life growing up, I wanted to be a pro athlete. Now I am a pro athlete. So to walk away from it when I'm sort of right in the middle of my career, right in the peak prime of my career, I think that'd be foolish. No, I always say I wanted to play 10 years, so I'm at year 6 now. How about 4 more? I've been a wealth manager now for as long as I've been out here in BC. Back in 2008, when I was in Cambridge, I started up my first financial group. After that did so well, I realized I could start it up anywhere I wanted in the world. So I broke up with that group of guys. When I came out here, I started up the finance side again. Realized I wanted to be with big banks, so I joined RBC. And I've been doing that for, the better part of 5 years, just helping out families, corporations, charities, just manage their money, manage their endowments, whatever they need to do with their finances.
You do some charity golf, right?
Yeah.
So do you like golf? That's your second love of sport?
I love golf because 2 reasons. First of all, I get to do a ton of charity events. When I first came out here, we didn't have much money. We were just coming out of college, so you have a ton of college debt. So the way that we could give back was giving my time to all these events. So I helped out as a charity auctioneer, charity MC, and I got to play a lot of golf by doing that. The other reason is my finance side of things. A lot of my clients would rather go play golf than sit in an office. So it works out, it's a double-edged sword. We get to play golf, do business, play golf, do charity, or just play golf with the guys from the team. I think golf is a great outlet for all aspects of life.
Wonderful. And can you share with our viewers some Train Like a Pro tips?
Train like a pro. Okay, so my thing, even when I'm teaching or coaching our 8-year-old daughter, she's in cross country, she's in soccer, and I just try to teach her to push herself to the limit. So the easiest way in running is obviously in cross country. I'm trying to teach her what the kick is. When every bone in your body just feels like it's gonna break, your muscles are burning, you gotta just push through it, and your mind has to control your body to go as fast as you possibly can, and push yourself to be great. It's easy to be average, it's easy to just fit in and finish 6th, 7th, 8th, but if you want to finish 1st through 3rd, what she really wants to do, I said you got to kick it. So my training tip is to always push yourself beyond what you think your body is capable of doing it, because your mind is much more powerful than your body.
Do you have a typical day?
A typical day? Well, it's pretty easy. There's no sleep involved. No. It all comes down to balance. My wife and I, we keep a calendar with each other. So she sends me calendar invites to go to the kids' soccer games, even to go to the park as a family, she'll send it to me as a calendar invite. So every day I wake up and I'm literally looking at my calendar. So I'm at my office for the first few hours of the day. I'll come to football for about 6 hours in the middle of the day. I'll go back to my office, or I might do meetings on the way home from football. It's all just about strategically planning the day, literally travel, eating, everything's in my planner. Even sleeping, I say go to sleep. So my alarm rings and it says time to go to sleep. I'm going to sleep. So you just have to stay disciplined to the schedule, and you have to realize you are going to sacrifice some things in life. And also, I'm in a working part of my life. I always tell my wife that next year will be easier, but I feel like I've been saying that to her for the past 10 years, so I don't know what year will become easier.
Thank you very much, Marco, for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
With me in the studio is Gloria Sang, who is a dietitian and founder of Nutrition Network Health Castle. Gloria is here today to share some tips on how to maintain your iron levels, especially runners or marathoners. Welcome back, Gloria.
Happy to be back, Christine.
So how important it is to maintain your iron levels?
I mean, especially for runners,
Yes.
people with active lifestyle, iron is a important component for hemoglobin, which is a oxygen carrying component of the blood. So we need oxygen for the muscles to work. So for people with active lifestyle, iron is a very important mineral that we need to look after, especially when we don't have enough iron. We have symptoms of being fatigued and tired and being pale.
And especially for women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we need more iron than men. So for average women, we need 18 milligram of iron per day. If we're pregnant, 27 milligram, and for men, 8 milligram.
So one of the things that you notice that your iron levels are low is your fatigue, and you can't train as well. There's something going on, so you should see a doctor. And like healthy eating, like we see, like Raisin Bran here is good. But what about iron supplements? Is that?
I always said go for foods first, unless you're diagnosed with iron deficiency anemia with blood tests. So always, look at your symptoms. If you know your body more than anyone else, if you feel tired in the off hours, that is probably something going on. And you kind of know, do you eat enough meat products? We often talk about beef being the iron source, but really there's more food choices that deliver more iron than beef. So today I brought along some seafood, actually.
And some people don't eat meat. So there's vegetarian, vegan, so what are some items here that?
Absolutely. So I want to talk about seafood, because most people actually think of beef being the iron source, but really seafood actually has more iron. So for example, I have clams here today, and what it does is it actually has 12 times more iron than beef.
Times.
So a 3-ounce serving of clams delivers 23 milligram of iron. So remember I talked about 18 milligram women needs every day. So the clam itself already delivers almost more than a whole day needs, and also mussels. So what you can do is sometimes you don't know how much in food. The best thing to do is pick up a food product, look at the panel, and look at the iron, and it has a percentage DV. So if it has more than 30% or even more, it means that it actually delivers a rich source of that mineral. So for these two, it actually gives 50% iron listed on the label. So that's how you can tell whether it is a high iron source or not.
It's great. And
now, so you're talking about vegan, for vegetarian. So for myself, I will eat seeds. So for the sunflower seeds, very high in iron, 1/4 cup of the sunflower seeds deliver 8 milligram. So it has more than, a beef. Also beans and lentils. I saw I got this. I just want to show, you don't have to always cook beans. People always say, oh, I don't have enough time to cook beans. But seriously, there's canned beans and Tetra Pak beans.
And it's healthy.
And it's relatively healthy. Relatively healthy. Firm tofu, the firmer it is, the more protein and more iron it has. Breakfast cereal as well. For example, this one actually has 30% DV of the iron. So if you are looking for iron source, the best thing to do is just to pick up a product and look at the back label.
And that's the key. And what other types of cereals would you suggest if they don't like raisins?
Bran
okay.
is what it is. So there's all bran, Raisin Bran, or things like that actually has bran in it, cereal. So, or sunflower seeds. Like if you don't like sunflower seeds, there are actually other seeds as well also have iron. But again, look at the products. It's very important to do that.
That's great information, Gloria. I want to thank you very much for coming on the show. We'll have you back, and we'll be right back after this break.